Alright, what's up guys? Welcome to a story time video. In today's video, I'll be talking on, of course, the bad customers at my old job. Man, when I tell you guys, like, there was customers that was like, please don't come back. Like, there were some customers where I'm like, if somebody were to come down and say like, oh yeah, they quit, like they're not coming back, I'd be like, oh man, that's messed up. But deep down inside, I'm like, good. I'm like, I wish to never see them again. All right. But man, it's one of those things where I'm like, there is customers that'll come down and they'll be mad about some stuff. And I'm like, look, my thing is this, when I had me some bad days before. I'm like, a few years back, bro, I tell you guys, I was not in the right mental state. So, no, like, again, bad days is like bound to happen, but that was one thing. If I were to go out somewhere, I never took my anger, frustration, stress, none of that out on anybody that I was interacting with. Friends, family, random people on the street, people that's working in the store. So like, yeah, for an example, let's say I go into Foot Locker. I'm having the worst day of my life, right? Worst day of my life. I go into Foot Locker. I'm there to get shoes. Whatever is going on in my personal life, I will handle that. But like, while I'm there, I'm like, nah, bro, do you have these Jordans in a 10.5? All right. So I'm like, that's all I'm worried about when I go in there. But no, it's like, I can tell that some of the customers I had to, like serve and stuff, no, they would just is this your interaction with everybody or is it just with me? Like, what have I done to you? That's what I would like to know. What have I done to you personally? All right. So, no, but alright, so I remember one of the first few times where I had dealt with, like, a bad customer. I think, because there was the one time, I don't, really remember what the guy said, but I remember I was like, I didn't really look at him as, like, a bad customer. I was like, if that's how he talks, that's how he talks. But I remember it was the the supervisor and the cashier at the time. They were, like, both like, oh, yeah, you just dealt with your first bad customer. I'm like, I did? I'm like, I didn't sense nothing. I'm like, I don't know, maybe I just wasn't paying attention and things, but oh, okay, I guess. And so, but the one that stood out to me was the one where, so she walks up, she doesn't say anything. She's just holding her card out. And I'm like, and when I tell you guys, like, they'll just be holding their card out like that. Not saying absolutely nothing, just in your face as much as they possibly can be with their card. And it's like, and then no, at times, it's like, you're like this with the card. And it's like, okay, what? No, if they were to do that, I'm like, no, a hand is going to get squeezed. I'm like, you're going to have to go to the emergency room if you're that close to my personal space. But no, but it's like, they'll be in your face like that. And it's like, what are you having? You just walk up and just not say nothing to people? I'm like, is that how you got your job here? You just walked up and said nothing to your boss? And it's like, fam, what are you having? I'm like, it's called words, so, but anyways, no, so the one customer, she walks up, she does that. And then I'm like, what are you having? And then she's like, oh, this and, this and that. I'm like, all right. So I'm like punching it in and stuff. And then I kid you not, this is what she does. She's holding her card and she's just like shaking. And I'm like, fam, that better be a nervous tick or something. Okay, I didn't say that, but I'm like thinking to myself, I'm like, so, all right, so I'm going to just show you guys what I did. So as I'm like typing up things, right, just making sure like I get everything correct. And she started shaking the card doing that. And so I'm like, so I was like typing up stuff and I kind of just looked at her and I'm like, fam, what you got going on? I'm like, there ain't nothing wrong with your hand. Stop shaking like that. It ain't cold in here. It's like freaking July. I'm like, no, it is hot outside. You are not cold. Stop it. I'm like, so anyways, so yeah, then she just walks off. Did I say anything? Cause I know I think it was just like a habit where I just be like, have a nice day. If I did say it, I know she just walked off. Cause there was other times after that where I would say like, have a nice day. She just would walk off and not say nothing. I'm like, okay, you're a weird one. And so I'm like, all right, so be it. But anyways, then I had to say, cause I'm trying to think like, there's two more customers. I'm gonna try to like speed these up because I don't, it's like lengthy stories. All right. So there was the one customer. This man questioned my education. No, I kid you guys not. And after that, I was like, I had nothing ever to say to this guy, and I think he must have felt bad because he would try to like strike up conversations with me, and I'm like, I have nothing to say to you. Then this time I'm like, no, customers ain't gonna be right. I'm like, I don't care what you said, tell my boss, any of that stuff. I'm like, nah, I'm like, we got beef, okay? So, but anyways, he walks up and he tells me what he's having. And so I think he was having coffee and something else, maybe. But anyways, so he hands me some cash, giving him the cash back. I think I had shortened him maybe a few cents. It's like not something. I'm like, bro, you come in here with like suits and ties every day. Now I'm not saying like I would have kept this change and things. That wasn't my intentions. I just made a mistake. There's nothing wrong with making mistakes. I don't know how many times people have made mistakes with me, and I'm all like, oh wait a minute, you did. Oh, it's chill. Just don't worry about it. It's cool, man. It's fine. This guy, on the other hand, he goes on and says, like, when I shortchanged him, he pointed it out. I'm like, oh, my bad, man. I ain't have no attitude towards him or nothing. I'm like, no, my fault. He looks me dead in my eyes and told me, you should have paid for college, and then walks off. And I'm sitting there trying to process it. And the supervisor at the time, I was all like, she's standing next to me. And I'm like, you heard that, right? And she was like, yeah. She was like, I did. And she knew who I was. She knew the type of person that I was. Like, it wasn't too long ago where me and her, we were, because I was, like, I think I had mentioned this in the previous video I was talking. I was like, I was a little rebellious and things. And so, yeah, she knew what type of person I was. But, I was like, okay, you know what? I'm getting older. Now, like, yeah, probably if I was still in that rebellious stage, I'd been like, and you look like a frog, sir. I'm like, what's this underneath? You're like 40-something years old. You already have a flap I can slap around your head and wrap around your whole face. I would have said that. But I'm getting older, so I gotta be more mature for my age, right? So anyways, but yeah, there was like times when he would come in and he was just like, oh, hey, Tyler, how's it going? I'm like, cool. I'm like, what you having? I'm like, I ain't got nothing to say to you. So I'm like, you could go on about your business. I don't know if he ended up quitting or if he got transferred, but it was like, I know there was at a point in time where he just wasn't showing up. I'm like, good, cool, thank you. Don't ever show up again in life. I'm like, I don't want to see you no more, because if I catch you out in these streets, you might catch a drop kick in the Swanton bomb. All right. So, but anyways, then the other customer. Now that I hadn't clocked in yet. So this, I felt like I did. But no, it was my bosses, my manager's reactions. And that's what made me feel like, oh, I'm okay. I'm like, no, my managers, if that was their reaction to what just happened, no, I'm okay. So anyways, there was a customer there that he always would just be weird towards me. I don't know what it was. I really don't want to like play the race game, because even the last customer, the one that was talking about college and stuff, he was black. So that's why I'm really not trying to play a race game in this, but I'm like, there would be at times, all right, when there would be somebody of the opposite color, and they would be at the registers, and he'll talk with them. But with me, now I don't know. I haven't said nothing to this man. I haven't done nothing to this man. I haven't shortchanged them. I've done nothing to him, all right? So I don't know what the situation was, but he would have issue. He would have like an attitude towards me. Why? I don't know. But anyways, so there was one morning where I'm walking in. I see it's him and these two women. The two women, and so we were getting into the elevators. Two women, they walked in the elevators perfectly fine, normal speed, all that. Wasn't going over the speed limit, wasn't going under the speed limit. It was just a normal speed inside the elevator. One girl, she walks in. Other girl, she walks in. This man is walking. If you guys look up a scene in the TV show Martin, when Grady was, there was 2 episodes. I think his name was Grady, but it was this old dude on Martin where he would take these like baby steps when walking. That's how that man was walking. And I'm like, so no, he's walking. He's taking his sweet, precious time walking into the elevators. I knew he was doing that on purpose, because I'm like, this man walk around like as if nothing was wrong with him everywhere else. But he wants to get all in this elevator. As soon as he seen me go behind him, he wants to get all slow in this elevator. So I'll admit, I think I shouldn't have done this, but I think at the same time, if I were to go back in time and relive that moment, I wouldn't change nothing. I took my forearm and pushed him in the elevator. I'm like, no, you're taking way too long. And so what was going through my mind was like, I shouldn't have done that. This guy is going to message my managers or email them and say, hey, your cashier, he put his hands on me and all that. And I'm like, okay, you know what? I'm going to tell my managers, if they sit me down and they have a conversation or let me go, I'm like, hey, look, thank you guys for the job opportunity, but yeah, I just had to let that guy know I'm not playing around. I tell my managers, every last one of them busted out and started laughing. And I'm thinking to myself, I'm in the Twilight Zone, because this ain't the reaction. No, you guys are supposed to be mad. What is this? Why are you guys laughing right now? They were really laughing. Even the one manager that he don't really laugh, even he was laughing. So that's how I knew. I was like, you know what? I am going to trip about it. But anyways, It's almost at that 10-minute mark, so I will talk to you guys later. I can't think of any other crazy customers, but thank you guys. Like and follow if you are new to my account, and peace.